You've obviously had a number of... We'll start with the injuries. We always do, don't we? So how is it looking, and who will come back in that is maybe fit again?
I think Valencia is fit again to play. That's the only one.
Okay. You've managed some huge derbies in the past when you were across in Spain. So will you know yet how this one might compare, and what can a win in a derby game do in terms of what happens after that?
Yeah, it's maybe difficult because in Spain we have only a derby against Espanyol, Barcelona Espanyol. In the Netherlands we had hardly a derby, or you have to call Ajax Feyenoord. In München we don't have a derby because 1860 was a first division club. So I think it is the biggest derby that I have managed, or I shall manage.
Is it hard to know in that respect what you're going into?
Maybe yes, but I think it is one of the 38 matches we have to play. But for the fans, it's unbelievable, big rivalry, and I have felt that also with a lot of players in the squad, but also especially with Ryan Giggs, because when he presented the analysis of Manchester City, I feel more tension with him. So it was good to see that.
Look, do you view this as your biggest game of the season, and how much of a bearing can it have on what you want to achieve?
You have written already that Chelsea was the biggest match, and now you are asking me this is the biggest match. No, it's one of the 38, and for me, I have to analyze. I have to prepare the games always in the same manner. It's not different. But for the players and for the fans, it is different. That I know. But for me, it's one of the 38.
I just wonder psychologically what difference it can make, because you can move to within a point of City as well. So you're moving off towards.
Of course, but that's our goal also, to win this game. And I think it is possible. We are growing. We are developing ourselves, I think. And what we have seen of Manchester City the last matches were not so good. But that was also last year warned Ryan Giggs us. So you never know.
And just on Fellaini's form as well, how much of a decision has he given you in terms of selection?
Who?
Fellaini.
Fellaini. Yes, he has a great contribution, I think. He was also the assist. He gave also the assist for the goal, and he did it several times. He was this year a lot of time injured, but when he was fit, I played him. So I think he has to continue with that, because then I'm very pleased.
You mentioned Ryan and his contribution in the build-up to this one. Of course, he knows, in modern times anyway, the derby game better than anybody. What exactly has he been trying to make you aware of that's so special about this game?
Now, that's all everywhere the same. Because the derby is between rivals at the city. And he knows it. He has the experience as a player, and now maybe as an assistant manager. But we don't have to exaggerate this feeling, because it's football, and you have to play a game. And that's not only a game in emotion, but also in tactical way. And that we are doing. and that we are preparing. So he has transferred the idea of emotion, and I have transferred the idea of how we have to play.
You're aware of what happened last season. You weren't here. Now this season, with Manchester City having a bit of a dip, they've had 3 games with no win. There's maybe a bit of momentum with Manchester United with the fight backs, like last week. Do you feel that maybe the tide has turned and you're more positive now going into this one?
Yeah, maybe you can expect that, but in a derby, in an emotional way, you can expect everything. In a tactical way, I know what we have to expect. But you say it by yourself. It's not the greatest moment of Manchester City. And I have said that we are growing and developing ourselves, so we have a good feeling about this match.
Can I just be clear on the injuries as well? Because you say Valencia is back. He's the only one that's back. What about Falcao, Rooney, and anybody else that was missing last time? Are they still injured? And Falcao, Rooney, can you clear it all up for us, if you don't mind?
Rooney was not injured. That the media was writing, but he was never injured. Maybe his shoes were too tight. That is possible, but he was never injured, and he shall play. He is my captain. That's the only man I can say to you, because he's my captain and he shall play. And Falcao is still injured. So.
Louis, when you mentioned that it can be different for players a game like this, you've got a lot of players that haven't experienced this game before. Does that make someone like Wayne Rooney, who's played in it, scored in it more than anyone, a very important player to have in the team?
I have heard that also, that he scored a lot of goals against Manchester City, the most of all the clubs. So I said it to him to stimulate him, but he don't need that. So I'm very happy that he can play again, and he shall play.